Hello and welcome to another episode of Yoga Anywhere. My name is Amanda and I'm going to be taking you through our practice today. And for today's practice, you're going to need 2 balls. So I have the yoga TuneUp balls. You can use a lacrosse ball, a tennis ball, and just put them in either a little case if you've got it for it, or just throw them in a sock. But you're going to want to pause the video and make sure you've got 2 balls put into something that you can use together, because we're going to be using these as a pair. And if you want a pair of these for a future practice, if you really like this type of practice, then you can go ahead and you can order these. We're also going to need some sort of strap. I don't have a yoga strap with me here in Mexico, so I'm just using a travel towel. So a towel will work. We're just going to be able to put it around our legs, put it around our feet to get a little bit of a deeper stretch. So just something that will work for that. All right, so make sure that you've got your props and then we will get started. So basically what we're going to do with the TuneUp balls is we're going to work our way down our spine with them. So we're going to come onto our backs and we're going to start with our neck. So placing the TuneUp balls right in the middle of your neck, so that there's a little gap between the balls right where your actual spine is. And placing it right around the point where your head and your neck actually connect. So there's like the base of your skull and then there's your neck. There's kind of that soft spot where there's a bunch of different muscles and it can get really tense there. So finding that spot, and then if you can, just letting go of it. You might want to wiggle side to side a little bit and just help relax those muscles. Maybe you find a place where it's pretty intense and you just settle in there. Reminding yourself to breathe. Regardless of what type of yoga practice you're doing, the breath is really key. So making sure you're continuing to breathe throughout. Maybe you're rocking side to side, maybe allowing the balls to move to a slightly different spot. Using your hands if you need to make any adjustments. If you find your balls are slipping, if you've got a lot of hair like I do, you can just use your arms in a really relaxed way to just adjust it or just hold on to it. And then as you're ready, we're going to move down a little bit. So we're going to come to the very top of the spine, relaxing the head down. And just noticing what feels the most intense for you. For me, this has some intensity, but it's not as intense as the base of my head was. So just observing where you feel it. Taking a couple of deep breaths here. Maybe you're rocking side to side and finding a spot that you really feel it the most. This is all about trial and error. And just ensuring that the inside of the 2 balls is always running along your spine, so you're not actually putting that ball pressure on the spine. It's just on either side, giving it a nice little massage. All right, as you're ready, we're going to move the balls down a little bit more. You can probably just slide with them, or you can just adjust like I did, maybe using the rest of your body to adjust. For me, this part of my body is really, really intense, so it takes a lot of deep breathing to relax into this. If you do a lot of work at your computer or a lot of sitting where your shoulders are rounded forward like I do, you're probably also feeling this a lot. Maybe you're rocking side to side, maybe wiggling a bit up and down. Taking deep breaths and really encouraging the tight, sticky muscles to release. All right, as you're ready, shifting down a little bit more. So maybe just getting your thumb up and rolling a little bit. So we're coming to kind of that like mid-thoracic spine. So we're not quite at the brow line yet. And this is a big chest opener, so just breathing into it, relaxing as much as you can. Again, for me, this is pretty intense. This is that part of my back that kind of aches when I've been sitting for a long time. It's that part of my back that really starts to bother me on a day-to-day basis, and I know that it's because I'm so rounded in, and so opening it up feels good, but it also feels uncomfortable for my body, for my muscles, because they're so used to going the other direction. All right, we're going to move down again, so you might use your hands. And we're just coming to about that bra line for women. It's about where you would have a heart rate monitor for men. And just opening up into this. So again, another big chest opener, but in a different way. Maybe just rocking side to side to massage out those tight muscles and then settling into it. And knowing that if the spot that mine's in, maybe you don't feel it as much, you can kind of rock up and down. Give your back a bit of a massage, but also find a place of tightness and tension. Then as you find that place where it's intense but not painful, settling in. So we don't want any pain with any of this. So if you have a back injury or you have something that's really bothering you and it's becoming actually painful, I want you to move out of that. Maybe continue down the spine, or maybe even don't do this exercise. Yoga is always about healing, never about harming, and you really need to tune into that with your body. Know that there's intensity and sensation, and then there's pain. Learning to differentiate between the two so that you're not hurting yourself in your practice. One more deep breath here. And then sliding the ball back down a little bit more. So we're going to come just below the bra line. So right around the middle of the rib cage right here. And then settling into this. Noticing how the intensity shifts for you. Maybe it increases or decreases just depending on your body. For me, this is less intense than my thoracic spine is. Breathing into it. Full deep breaths in, full deep breaths out. All right, now shifting down a little bit more, moving our way into the lumbar spine or the lower back. So we're not quite like lower back, we're kind of in that in-between spot. Right around where your belly button is. So if you were to draw a line all the way around from your belly button, that's about where you're going to place the balls. And then just notice what you need here. For me to feel much, I kind of need to shift my pelvis down, put a little bit more weight because I do have that quite an intense natural arch in my spine. And maybe just rocking side to side, observing the sensations that you feel. Taking one more deep breath here. And then shifting the balls down into your lower back. So this is going to be just about the base of the spine. So right about kind of that underwear line or that pant line if you're wearing lower waisted pants. And just allowing yourself to settle in here. For a lot of people, the lower back is the most tight part of the spine, so this might be the most intense for you. If it's a lot to put all of your body weight onto the balls, you can always keep some of your body weight off of it, move really slowly, methodically, and really listen to what your body's telling you. All right, now we're going to shift down just one more spot. So this is right at the top of your glutes. So it's going to be right about that spot. So you're going to place the ball right at the top of your glutes, right at sort of the spot where your underwear might be, or the bottom part of your underwear might be, if you're a woman. And don't worry about trying to sink your hips down to the ground, because that'll actually shift the ball. So actually putting all of our weight with our hips on the ball here. Maybe just rocking side to side and feeling what you feel. And as you're ready, lifting your hips up, removing the balls from underneath your spine, and just allowing your body to sink back down. And we're just going to take a couple of moments to breathe here, just to notice what's happening in your back. Observe if you feel any different from before the practice, noticing how your back's feeling. So from this place, you're going to pick the part along your spine that was the tightest or the most intense, and we're going to move back into that, and we're going to hold it for a little bit longer. So we're going to hold it for 10 breaths. So for me, it's going to be that place that was right above my brow line, super tight and sticky in my upper thoracic spine, but choose what was most intense for you. And then set your ball up, and then come into it. So as you come into it, maybe finding a little bit of movement, and then allowing yourself to settle. And we're going to be here for 10 full breaths. There's probably a lot of intensity or sensation, especially if your back feels like mine. So taking deep, full breaths, and on each exhale, thinking about encouraging your muscles to relax. Encouraging them to open up a little bit. To sink deeper onto the ball. Relaxing just a little bit more. We're halfway there. Noticing if the sensation is shifting or changing. And again, encouraging your muscles to relax. So that might be, clenching your shoulders, might be in your hands or your toes. Might be your facial muscles, your jaw. Just encouraging everything to relax, and in turn encouraging your back muscles to relax. Two more breaths. One more breath. All right, slowly but surely transferring your weight and moving your balls and coming back onto your back, and just taking a few moments to just breathe and be here. Just seeing how it feels. Really good. Okay, so from here we're going to grab our blanket or our strap or our towel. You're going to keep your left foot planted on the floor, reach your right leg up towards the sky, loop your blanket around your leg. And this isn't going to be like the biggest pull of your life. You're not trying to get your foot to your face or anything. Just allow your arms to be nice and relaxed. And we're just using the blanket to pull a little bit more, get a little bit of extra stretch to the backside of the legs. Really good. Now switching the towel or the blanket or the strap into just your right hands, placing your left hand on your left hip and allowing your right leg to slowly open up over towards the right side. So you should be feeling a pretty nice stretch in your groin, If you're not getting enough, you can actually release your left leg down to the mat, keeping your hip down and keeping your foot nice and engaged. On your next inhale, coming back up to center, switching your hands. So now the towel or blanket or strap is in your left hand, and then allowing your leg to come over to the left. And if you have tight IT bands, tight outer hips like I do, your leg might not come very far. I think I've only shifted it a couple of inches, and I feel a lot of intense stretch down the left side of the leg. So it doesn't need to be the biggest stretch of your life. It's not about how far your leg goes. It's just listening to the sensation in your body and moving into that. Continuing to breathe. Really good. Inhale back through center. And then exhale, releasing it down. Doing windshield wipers left and right. Just to release that out. And then we'll move to the other side. So planting your right foot, releasing your left foot, hooking your strap along your left foot, and coming into your first initial stretch. Maybe thinking about which side is tighter than the other. I like to think of my practice as this little mental notebook of my body and how it shifts day to day. For me, my left leg is almost always tighter than my right. And so I always just observe that when I'm practicing. I would encourage you to do the same, just thinking about, what's tighter, how things feel day to day, if things are changing, getting more flexible, that sort of thing. All right, as you're ready, shifting your strap over to your left hand, right hand on your right hip, and allowing your left leg to fall to the left. If you need a little bit more, stretching your right leg long, keeping the foot engaged here. Breathing long, deep breaths, imagining like you could send that fresh oxygen all the way into your inner groin. Two more breaths. On an inhale, coming back up to center, switch your grip, and then allow your left leg to tip over towards the right. Breathing space and length into the tight, sticky places in the outside of the left leg. For me, this is one of the tightest places on my body, maybe right in line with that place in my back that I stretched twice. So this is pretty intense for me. Observing what it's like for you. Maybe you can go further, maybe it's not as intense. There's no right or wrong, there's just whatever's happening in your body today. Inhale back through center. Release the towel or the strap, and windshield wipers left and right. All right, moving into our last stretch for this morning's practice, we're going to do a figure four, so right foot over top of left leg. You can stay here if this feels good, just allowing your hands to come on your belly, or you can reach through and grab your leg. If this isn't happening this morning, we do have our towel, so you can have a nice in between. You can just wrap your towel behind and then pull it in. So this is a really nice in between option. It allows your upper body to stay nice and relaxed while still getting that nice stretch through your outer hip. As you're ready, releasing that down. Release your right leg and we'll switch over to the left. Once again, finding the variation that feels best for you here. I'm really liking this towel variation today. My outer hips are feeling quite tight. Finding your stretch, finding your place, and then relaxing into it as much as you can. So I always like to encourage finding comfort within discomfort, finding relaxation within a place of tightness or tension, And so I know that you're stretching something that has a lot of sensation. I feel it too. But encouraging everything else that doesn't need to be working to relax. Because we're trying to decrease the tension in the body, not decrease it in our outer hip, but increase it in our jaw, or decrease it in our outer hip, but increase it in our shoulders. We really want to encourage those muscles that don't need to work to relax. And then in turn, encourage something like the hip to relax. On your next exhale, slowly releasing. And then as you're ready, drawing your legs into your chest. Maybe rocking side to side. I think a twist might feel really good here. So allowing your arms to fall out to the right, or fall out to the sides, and then allowing your legs to fall out to the right. Gazes over to your left. It feels okay on your head and neck. Really nice. If your body's craving something other than a twist, you can definitely move into whatever posture that is. Inhale back through center. Dropping your legs over to the left. Gaze over to the right. Being nice and gentle on your body here as we settle in and think about Shavasana on the horizon. Inhale back through center. Coming into a happy baby, so grabbing the outside knife edges of the feet. Maybe rocking side to side. And then as you're ready, releasing your legs down, allowing your feet to fall out to either side, allowing your arms to be long by your sides. Relaxing through all of the muscles in your body. Allowing your arms to be long by your side with your palms facing up. Relaxing through your head and neck, maybe rocking your head side to side. Taking a couple of deep breaths, just releasing any control you had on the breath. Allowing yourself to settle here. And I would highly encourage you to take a couple of minutes in your Shavasana to allow your body to relax. And take as long as you need. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. It was an honor to guide you. Namaste.